Let's not forget one of the simplest ways to feel better about reaching your goals. I had a client come in today, and I'm talking in the fitness space. I've been coaching for a little bit over 7 years now, helping people get in shape. And I don't really meet with people in person, it's all online, but every now and then if they're local to me, I'm more than happy to come and help. Now, for this particular person, they called me up and they told me they had a headache, and they told me that they couldn't make it to the gym today. And I remember I was in the gym training myself just beforehand, just to get a bit of a head start and make sure I got that out of the way. And I'm on the phone with him, and we're chatting back and forth, giving perspective and all of this. And I said, look, I need you to stop thinking. If you're not going to do this for you, you're going to do it for me. And that's when he didn't look at me, but he said, oh, don't hit me with that one. I'm like, I just hit you with that one, man. I'm here and I'm ready. You're going to meet me in 25 minutes. And just like that, hung up the phone. And all I told him to do was just show up, and let's just take him from there. Yeah, but what if, don't worry about that. Just show up. Yeah, but okay, like if, as I'm driving, if my headache gets worse, like what do we do then? We'll figure it out when it happens, if it happens. Okay, cool. Eliminate thought process, get moving. He gets to the gym, he shows up, of course, I'm there waiting for him, and he's got a smile on his face, and we get right into it. And I told him, all we need to do is get out of the mind right now. You got to show up to the gym. You got to stop thinking here about how you feel and all of this stuff. You just got to start moving. Motion creates emotion. So we start going through the session. I'm showing things to him, and he's lifting heavier than I've seen him lift before. He's actually outdoing his previous performance because he's not thinking about how he felt. He's just doing what he was expected to do, because he took out the option of feeling like a bitch. He took that option out because he knew that I was there watching him, right? So all his mind could think about was just doing what he knew he should have been doing. There was no room for negativity and doubt because I was there to stop it. And a lot of people, they don't set themselves up with an accountability system to stop those thoughts, right? To say, hey, just do this. Oh, okay. Get out of the head and move, right? So we go through this session, we're doing the exercises, we did a bit of upper body, one motion in every plane of movement. So we did a horizontal push-pull, vertical push-pull. And by the end of it, we're talking, he's actually feeling good, he's lifted heavier. And that's why I said, man, look, the process, your experience of this process entirely depends on your perception of it. And he goes, what do you mean by that? And I go, you can have the choice in your brain. When we create things, anything in our life, we usually go through 3 processes to accomplish or feel that way. And the first process is that it starts with a thought. So our thought on the thing. The second that helps us create what we want is the words that we use to put it into existence. And the third is the actions to then create it. Okay? So there's thoughts, words, and actions, and each and every single one of them are incredibly powerful. So when we're thinking in a way that is, let's say, negative, and you're focusing on whatever actions that is required, and your thoughts are negative about the thing, and your words are negative about the thing, that will reinforce the reality that you create. Okay? And then I went on to tell him, and I said, look, for example, if I was to go do an ice bath, and I go in the ice bath, and I tell myself, oh my God, this is hot. It's so hot. I love how hot it is. My experience of that thing will be different to someone who goes in and goes, oh my God, it's cold, and they're shivering and freezing. Even though objectively you can look at that, and let's say in their worldview, I just look like an idiot saying that I'm hot, my experience will be completely different to theirs regardless of the temperatures being the same, because the mind is powerful. So why are you not choosing something that's going to serve the reality that you want, regardless of what other people think, right? So my thoughts about the ice bath were positive. Oh, it's so warm in here, right? Then the words that I use further reinforce that experience, right? Me actually verbalizing it. And then obviously doing the actions to create that circumstance has made me first of all do the thing, but then the experience to be positive, which will reinforce me doing it again. So if you have, let's say for example, troubles going to the gym, that's how you would do it. Rather than focusing on the negative, you focus on the positive. Oh man, I love, on the last set that we did of the pull-ups, every rep is like, oh my god, I love this feeling. I love every pull that I do is just like me making a baby. Like, it was the most ridiculous thing. But his set, he did more reps than any other set, and the technique was great because he associated babies with his lats, right? Like, what the hell kind of session is this? But the whole point is that his experience, he was laughing. He even told me he had more fun in that set than anything else he's done, because he tricked his brain. He just told his brain how to feel, and you can do the same. When you feel a certain way, you can tell your brain how to feel about the thing. And then to reaffirm it, you can speak it out loud into existence as you're doing those actions. And then that will help you create the circumstances, the results, or the life that you want. Okay? And to wrap this up, never forget that the body and the mind are integrated. Okay? And I told this to him as well. And I say, look, don't take those negative thoughts so seriously. Understand that your physiology can also affect you mentally, and then you mentally can affect your physiology. For example, if I'm feeling fearful, the posture that I typically would take on will reflect, right? If I'm scared, I'm worried, I might curl up, round up, whatever. But if I am, let's say, confident and I'm feeling best in the world, I might be chest proud, I'll be a lot more expansive. Now, let's say for a moment I'm feeling fearful, but then I choose to take on the body language of someone who's confident and speak out loud how confident I am and say as enthusiastically as possible. Well, you can look up studies where people who did this and took on better posture and body language had their testosterone levels spike. Okay, you can Google that for yourself, because they manipulated their physiology to manipulate themselves mentally, right? They're not separated. So let's say for a moment you don't feel mentally in place. Do the opposite. Get your body to a place that use physically great emotion posture. My wording is terrible right now. But manipulate your body so that it's representing that of a confident mental to aid in your mental to catch up, and vice versa. All right? You can manipulate your mind to then help you with your physiology, right? Doing those reps in the gym. Oh, this is great. And all of a sudden everything started working. So when you struggle with one, utilize the opposite. When you struggle with your mental, utilize your physiology to help the mental, and vice versa. And this is how you can start understanding that it's all integrated, it's all connected, okay? And it starts with the thoughts, the words will help you solidify, and then obviously the actions will help you create, all right? And utilize that all to your advantage. Those two things, motion creates emotion, just get moving, simplify it, get out of your head, okay? But then when you want to keep sticking to certain habits in your life to create a certain result, start aligning thoughts with a positive association, speak it into existence to convince yourself, and then follow through with the actions with those positive associations so you can keep repeating those behaviors to create the outcome that you want. I hope that helped. We had a great session. He left with a smile. I knew he would. He just needed a little bit of a push. And if you want a little bit of a push mentally, you can join my newsletter. I've got a 30-day mental mastery challenge. So every single day, I'm giving you tips like this to improve your mindset to create the life that you want. Just check out the description. I hope that helps, and I'll see you in the next one.